Hello, here I am again, that boring old fart still stuck in Spain, although I am actually, the good news is that I'm coming back to the UK. I've booked a flight for the 6th of July. I'm going to have to spend 14 days in quarantine. Tough. That's the rules, and I'm a great one for following the rules. I was going to give you a really well scripted talk yesterday evening. As it happens, I got a bit busy. We're doing a lot here, so I didn't get it done. And then I woke up this morning and I saw what was going on social media, and I thought, shit, I can't be bothered with this. This is making me so angry. So I can't work to a script on this. I just can't think straight anymore with all that's going on here. Any of you who follow me normally will know that I very rarely swear, but I am not going to guarantee that there isn't going to be some swearing today. I am so pissed off with what's going on. I woke up this morning and had a look at social media, and what did I see? I saw that somebody over Burnley Football Club had flown an aeroplane with a banner behind it saying White Lives Matter. Now, Black Lives Matter is a philosophy. Fine. I've got no objection to that at all. It would be better to say that all lives matter. But yeah, white lives matter too. Black lives matter too. But what did we get in response? Gary fucking Lineker, some has-been from Leicester, making a bloody mint out of pontificating on something and nothing, and making a fool of himself eating Walker's crisps. I'll tell you now, I'm a Leicester lad. Well, I moved to Leicestershire when I was 14. I had a season ticket with my dad to Filbert Street. But in those days, Gordon Bank was in goal. Derek Dougan was the centre forward. God, what was his name? Rodriguez was one of the wingers. Peter Shilton was a cub. Gives you an idea of how old I am. I've never watched Gary Lineker play. I don't really know who he is, apart from the fact that I see him earning £1.25 million a year for pontificating on something that really has no responsibility, has no great skill behind it. It's a talent, not a skill. I'd much rather see our doctors and nurses earning that kind of money and him earning a reasonable salary. Anyway, he comes on and says how terrible it is, how he thinks that Burnley will obviously be up in arms in this. There's some other guy, I can't remember his name, saying that it's an awful thing. I'm sorry, are you telling me that white lives don't matter? Black lives matter, yes, I agree. And you know, Black Lives Matter as a philosophy missed a tremendous opportunity here, because when that George Floyd, who, let's face it, was a career criminal, when he got killed, everybody in the bloody world, certainly in the so-called civilized world, was saying, this is wrong, this shouldn't happen, we're up in arms about this, the police should be punished for this, changes needed to be made. But what happened? You made it about race. And fine, when it came to Black Lives Matter, okay, as a philosophy, except that when we start saying white lives matter or all lives matter, there's crap going on from everybody. You can't say that. There was some guy, some American chap, I'm sorry, I don't know his name, I haven't done the research, as I said, this is totally unscripted. He went off and he did a social experiment, this guy. Apparently he's a well-known YouTube blogger thing. And he went into a white area with a big sign that said Black Lives Matter. And he was saying, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. People going past him. And they were saying, do you support Black Lives Matter? And they were saying, well, there were one or two that said, no, I don't like it, but very few. They mostly were saying, yes, Black Lives Matter. Of course they do, but I don't support Black Lives Matter because all lives matter. And that was really the crux of it. All lives matter. But whatever they said it calmly, politely. They may have been a little bit dismissive of the guy, but basically they just were saying all lives matter. He then went to a black area and did the same sort of thing, but this time he was holding a sign saying, "All lives matter." He was attacked, he was spat at, he was physically attacked. He had to run because people were tearing up his board, were going to beat him to a pulp. Where's the anger? The anger isn't coming from the white people. The white people are saying, and have said for years, I know there are some, the same as there are some on the other side too, but by and large, white people have been saying, we want to work together with you, we want to be fair, and what we've got is a load of liberal lefties who are being suckered by a bunch of black left wing, far left wing activists who are stirring up racial hatred. We've got a situation now where this Black Lives Matter thing is actually it's not doing anything for race relations. It's actually dividing race relations. If you say all lives matter, apparently that's racist. But to say Black Lives Matter, and who gives a shit about white lives or yellow lives or brown lives or red lives? We don't give a damn about you, then fine. And let me tell you, this is a message to the left-wing liberals, the whiteys, who are supporting Black Lives Matter. As a philosophy, I agree with you. Get this in your fucking heads. We all agree with you. Of course Black Lives Matter. Every fucker's lives matter. But Black Lives Matter as an organization, just look up who they are. Go and have a look at their manifesto. Go and have a look at their GoFundMe page on BLM UK, and you will see that what they actually are far left Marxists who want to see the destruction of the current basically world as we know it. They want to see the destruction of capitalism. They want to get rid of the police force. Let me remind you of another organization that got rid of the police force. They replaced the police force because the police force, of course, at that time, I'm not sure it is today in the UK, but at that time the police force was pretty fair and even-handed. This is why this particular organisation got rid of them and replaced them with their brown shirts. In case you haven't guessed already, that guy's name was Hitler. These people, and don't forget that Nazism and fascism is a left-wing thing. Don't believe anybody that tells you it's right-wing. That's a subject for a different blog maybe, but I can tell you that this is a left-wing philosophy. Look it up if you don't believe me. Look up Dinesh Souza on the subject. He'll tell you exactly what it's all about. It's far left. They want to make drugs legal. They want to get rid of the prisons. They want to close the prisons and release all the prisoners. I mean, for goodness sake, just use your common fucking sense. And in the UK at the moment, we are talking about Black Lives Matter. It's not a proper organisation. It doesn't have a company. It doesn't have a registered charity. It's like knitting fog, frankly. They don't have to publish any accounts because they're not a real organisation. So when you suckers are giving them money, and they've raised over £1 million on GoFundMe, they don't have to tell you where that money's going. They'll tell you, yeah, give us this money and it'll go towards social cohesion or whatever. But look at what they're doing. Look at what's happening now. When Gary Lineker starts saying it's disgusting that somebody flies a plane with White Lives Matter on it, it's disgusting. A couple of days ago, 3 people, white people, were murdered by a person of colour in Reading. Where's the outrage? Where's the White Lives Matter for that? Well, there was a plane going overhead Burnley Football Club saying White Lives Matter. But you fuckers out there, you just don't give a fucking damn, do you? You bloody really annoy me about this. You're boiling my piss. You really are. Do your research and find out who Black Lives Matter, the organisation, really is. Black Lives Matter as a philosophy, I'll tell you again, is a good thing. All lives matter. That's the thing. What we should be saying is Black Lives Matter as well. White Lives Matter as well. Don't forget the yellows, the browns, the various shades of brown, and the reds. And of course, with the madness we've got today, there's probably somebody out there that says, I decided that I'm going to be green. So there you go, you can be green. Fine. Basically, all lives matter. But we're getting killed. White people are getting killed. We're getting racist attacks against us. But if we dare talk about it, if we dare stand up about it, we get told we're the racists. And yet we're the people, apparently with the black people seem to think that we have some sort of superiority. They talk about white supremacy. I don't actually see it. But if you want equality, let's get rid of the Black Police Federation. Let's get rid of the black music. Was it music of black origin? I mean, come on, we're giving all these advantages. We've now got Oxford University saying that they'll give special consideration in the exams to black students who may be really upset by Floyd's murder in the USA. No consideration at all to the whites who might have been upset by the fact that there was, I don't want to mention his name actually because the family have asked not to, but there was a soldier who was attempted to have his head decapitated, drove a car into him, and he died. And there was no consideration for white people who might have been upset by that. And I can tell you quite categorically, there were a tremendous number of white people who were really, really upset by that. Not because it was a black man that killed a white man, but because anybody in this day and age could in broad daylight murder somebody on the streets and then stand in the street. You've all seen the pictures with a bloody knife in his hand, saying, he was whatever, a soldier, and so we killed him because this is all for Islam. I'm sorry I've mentioned the I word. I shouldn't have done that. Let me tell you now, I am not an Islamophobe. What I am frightened of, I have to say, is those fanatics who are a minority. I know a number of Muslims. I don't think I've yet met a Muslim that I disliked. I didn't maybe actively like all of them, but most of them actually I do. Because they're just like you and me. Get this right. They're just ordinary bloody people. They just want to get on with their lives. I know this is not a very coherent rant. It is just a rant. I'm going to pack in now. All I'm going to say is, why don't white lives matter as much as black lives matter in England anymore? And you whiteys who are, in fact, a lot of black people who are genuinely supporting what they believe to be something that's going to help social and racial cohesion, you are being sadly taken for a ride. It's divisive. Just look at what happened at Burnley and the reaction that gave. Don't tell me that you think this is bringing the races closer together. Marcus Rashford, he has it right. He says, look what we can achieve when we work together. And he went out and he said, I can't remember the quote exactly, but he said, this is not about politics. It's never about politics. But they're feeding people out there. They're working together. And this is what it's about, working together. Don't try and destroy my culture, and I won't try and destroy yours. That's what's happening. You're trying to destroy my culture, and it's going to put people on the defensive. We want to work together with you guys. We all want to work together. There are, I know, some prats out there, and an awful lot of those aren't white. An awful lot of those are people of colour, all sorts of different colours, who hate whites with a passion. And yet there are an awful lot of whites out there who have worked hard to bring us closer together. And this Black Lives Matter movement has completely taken us back. It's lost 15, 20 years of progress over this stupidity. Just think on that. I'll see you.